So with that being said, instead of me bringing the whole box of honey buns in my house, I will literally take one honey bun from my car and leave the rest in my car, because later that night when I do have that urge to snack and eat a bunch of sugar, guess what? For me,
I'm too lazy to walk out to my car.
You can't even sit in peace, 'cause all of these niggas be on you. I'm just saying I can be, yeah, one that you call and you talk to, girl.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, hello, it's your girl Diamond Janae here on YouTube. I do hair videos, makeup videos, product reviews, girl talks, weekly vlogs, lifestyle type content. So if that's the type of vibe that you guys are on, definitely consider subscribing to your girl down below so you guys do not miss an upload, and also give this video a like if this video helped you. It really helps me a lot, especially when it comes to the algorithm and all that stuff, because you know your girl's trying to get her name out there and all that fun stuff. But yeah, but as you guys can see, today's video is going to be all about my diet, basically what I have been eating in order to lose 40 pounds, realistic diet, all that fun stuff. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video yet. Basically all about my diet and how I have changed my eating habits for the better in order to help me lose 40 pounds. So I will say this video is technically a part 2 to the first video that I have posted, basically kind of just giving like a rough introduction, like all about my history, why I decided to lose weight, physique check, all that good fun stuff. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, definitely do not forget to click back on that video as well to get more context as far as my overall weight loss goes. But in this particular video today, we're going to be talking about all about my diet and how basically I've been eating in order to help me lose weight. All right guys, so first and foremost, I'm actually gonna bring up this scale that I have been using literally for like 2+ years now at this point, and basically I don't know exactly what the scale is called, unfortunately, but I'll definitely leave a little title thing here, and then I'll also leave a link down below to the Amazon store so you guys are able to purchase the scale for yourself. I personally love this scale because it actually breaks down more than just how much you weigh, but it also shows you visceral fat, body fat, muscle mass, skeletal muscle. And the reason why I brought this scale up was because it also shows you what your metabolic rate, aka your BMR. So that is very important to know, because when you are going on a weight loss journey, or even if you're going on a weight gain journey, it's really good to know naturally how many calories you burn. So basically the amount of calories you burn laying around the house all day, laying in bed, being a couch potato, not really being too active at all, that's basically how much your body naturally burns. So me personally, the last time I weighed myself was September 10th, and as of now I can burn 1,531 calories just being a couch potato. So as you guys can see, because I'm definitely gonna leave a screenshot here as well, but as you guys can see, my metabolic rate has definitely been kind of going up and down lately. So me personally, when I first started my workout journey, because of the fact that I knew that I naturally burn a little over 15, almost 1,600 calories being a couch potato, I had then took it upon myself to go ahead and be like, okay, I'm gonna try my hardest to stick to a 1,500 calorie diet. So that means that I'm not going over 1,500 calories per day as far as I can help it. Of course, I do have my cheat meals and stuff like that, and of course I am gonna go more into information on that later on in this video. But that's the reason why I came up with the number that I came up with as far as how many calories I was going to try to eat and not go over for the day. So me personally, I had set that for 1,500. So that's why I personally picked 1,500. So if you're somebody who can naturally burn 1,700 calories being a couch potato, you know, cut down your calorie intake to 1,600 calories, and kind of, it's basically touch and go though, because I will tell you guys as well, because of the fact that my metabolic rate was going down, I actually did talk to 2 different individuals that know what they're talking about as far as fitness goes, and both of them told me the same thing:
I'm not eating enough.
So at the beginning, the first 40 pounds that I dropped, I did keep my calorie deficit at 1,500, but now I recently boosted it up to 1,600 because I did definitely amp up my muscle days. I'm trying to do a lot more strength training to get a lot more tone, because I do realize that I'm starting to, like, you know, when you lose, especially people that have lost a substantial amount of weight, you notice how like you're still a little too flabby. Like, y'all see how this looks? This is a no. This needs to go away. But best believe mama got muscle definition. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I definitely got the muscle definition. But you definitely do need to make sure that you're doing strength training as well, not just cardio when you're losing weight, because cardio is definitely going to help you tighten up any of the looseness that you may have, like for example that I have on my arms right now. So that's the reason why instead of me sticking with 1500 calories a day, now I bumped it up to 16 as of, I will say, about 2 weeks ago. I started doing that, and of course I am going to be going into like a weight loss like update video. All right guys, so another thing is too, as far as my eating habits go, so for some of you guys that may or may not know, I personally intermediate fast. Like I briefly mentioned before, I usually do not get hungry until around 11 or 12 during the day anyways. So I was intermediate fasting before I even really realized it was intermediate fasting, and that makes sense. And then when I learned about it, I'm like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. Like I already basically do that now anyways. But basically my eating window is from 12 to 8. I will say in the morning too though, I do have a protein shake, but that's pretty much it as far as like food goes. Even protein shakes I don't really consider food, even though, but then at the same time it's considered a meal replacement, so I guess. But a protein shake is basically the only like meal replacement slash food that I eat before 12 o'clock, if that makes sense. All right, so here's a fun thing that I did briefly touch on my first initial weight loss video that I posted a couple days ago, and that is
understanding your triggers and also how to prevent yourself from feeding into said triggers.
So for example, if you're the type of person that craves eating sweets at night or a lot of snacks at night like me, have those. Number one, be honest with yourself and understand that you have a problem with a specific type of food or a specific item, because again, like me, chocolate cake, cookies and cream ice cream, those things, ooh child, those things I definitely do need to set boundaries on. So for example, especially because of the fact that now it's starting to get cooler, and I even told Malaysia this the other day when we went out, and she kind of looked at me like, girl, are you serious? But I'm being so serious. Listen, this might sound crazy, but like, you know how like you'll have like a pack of honey buns or a pack of zebra cakes or like whatever. What I started to do, right, which is, it works. Like I said in my last video, if it works, it is what it is. I will legit, if I know like, okay, Diamond, I'm only gonna eat one of these honey buns. Me, I'm the type of person, after I get done eating, I want something sweet. And I'm really trying my hardest to get out of that habit. And so far so good, because instead of me getting something sweet right after I eat lunch, now I just save something sweet for later on that day, like as like my last meal of the day, to kind of reward myself for being good. But again, still not going over my calories, and again, being realistic. So with that being said, instead of me bringing the whole box of honey buns in my house, I will literally take one honey bun from my car and leave the rest in my car, because later that night when I do have that urge to snack and eat a bunch of sugar, guess what? For me,
I'm too lazy to walk out to my car.
my car's not parked right in front of my house. I gotta walk like almost a whole 2 blocks to get to my car half the time. So me knowing the person that I am, I'm not gonna sit up here and have to get dressed, go outside, walk to my car, unlock the door, grab the rest of the honey buns out the car, go back inside the house and eat them joints. I know, so some of y'all be like,
really, Diamond, that's lazy, you just have a third, da, da, da.
I know, but at the end of the day, listen, I'm the type of person, once I'm home, I'm home. Even if it is to go to the car quick, I do not go in my car unless I genuinely need something or I genuinely forgot something that cannot be left in the car. But guess what? Because of the fact that I know that I'm like that, that's why I leave those honey buns in my car. Don't sit up here and cut certain things off cold turkey completely. Like for example, like if you're the type of person that's used to eating chocolate every day, if you're able to cut yourself off cold turkey, kudos to you. But if you know that you're gonna end up giving in and then going buck wild, it's okay to have a little bit of chocolate here, a little bit of chocolate there. Because I will say, as far as sweets go, I definitely do like to get the Dove dark chocolates, because again, it clearly tells you how many calories you're eating. And on top of that too, dark chocolate is actually healthy for you. Again, everything in moderation, but dark chocolate is actually more healthy for you compared to regular chocolate. So that's another tip in there as well. So if you're a chocolate lover, get dark chocolate instead. And if you're not really the biggest fan of dark chocolate, because I'll admit I'm not the biggest fan of dark chocolate, but Dove's dark chocolate, I like Dove's dark chocolate. Like I said before, like know yourself and have those boundaries set up so when you do get triggered, the likeliness of you actually going in and binging and eating and then regretting it later is less likely to happen. Okay, so for the next portion of the video, I'm basically going to be talking to you guys about all that I've actually been eating. I don't know why I explained it like that. That kind of sounds kind of weird, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So basically, I will say I do credit HelloFresh and y'all do not understand so much. Like if it was not for HelloFresh, I definitely do not see myself being able to lose as much weight as I lost and continuing to lose weight, because not to my own horn, but I feel like a girl lost at least another 5 pounds, I'm just saying. But I will say majority of the time I do eat HelloFresh meals. So basically what HelloFresh is, and of course this isn't sponsored or anything like that, and one day in Jesus' name HelloFresh gonna sponsor me, shoot. But basically, you know, I pay for HelloFresh every 2 weeks with my own coins and yada yada yada. But anyways, so basically HelloFresh is a meal delivery service where you basically can just go either on their website or go on their app, and then you can basically select the meals that you want. I personally have the 3-meal plan, and the thing I really love about them is that it shows you basically the amount of calories per serving that you're consuming, and that to me is very important because again, I need to make sure that I'm keeping track of my calories, because that's another reason why a lot of people tend to mess up as far as their diet and weight loss goes, and they get frustrated and then end up wanting to quit, is because of the fact that you think you're eating healthy or you think that you're eating the right amount of food, but you're really not, and you don't even know because you're guesstimating, and that's definitely not a good thing to do whatsoever. Like at least have a somewhat around ballpark idea of how many calories you're actually consuming if you can help it, because if you're just eating, you can be eating 800 calories in one meal and not even know you're eating that much, depending on what you're eating, you know what I mean? So I do want to give you guys an example, because I do have 2 meals that I have not cooked yet. But for example, as you guys can see at the bottom, it does tell you how many calories per serving that you're consuming. So again, that definitely helps a lot, because then I can easily break it down and be like, okay, I'm gonna split this meal up into basically 2 different containers. So like I meal prep, but I don't meal prep, if that makes sense. But like I'll have an idea like, okay, like let me split this up into 2, and then I'm gonna see how the calories go from there, and bada bing bada boom, you figured it out. So me eating this particular meal right here, that's gonna be around 650 calories. And then like this one, for example, because this is the cheesy smothered mushroom chicken, so this is 650 calories as well. I didn't even mean to do that, but it is what it is. But yeah, this is 650 calories as well. And as you guys can see, like between these 2 meals, I'm over here throwing everything all over my bed, but between these 2 meals, like this doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like this is filling. This is very filling. Like I did actually have this one before. When I tell y'all, this joint is
banging.
Okay, this is banging, and again, it's very filling. It's very, very filling. So I do really like HelloFresh for that, because they definitely do help me keep track of my calories and make sure that I'm not overeating, but at the same time I'm not under eating either. Like I'm not starving myself throughout the day, if that makes sense. And on top of that too, you don't technically have to use their meal plan at all. They also do have free recipes on their website, so that's what I really love as well, and formatted like this. So as you guys can see, it basically tells me step by step on how to cook the meals as well. So they do also offer that on the website. Even if you do decide to not go with their meal plans, they also do have the recipes on the website, and then you just have to go to the store and buy all the supplies yourself. Me personally, knowing how I am, it's just a lot more convenient for me to just get the meals directly delivered to me. And then as far as food shopping for other stuff goes, I'll go into more details in the next section of this video. All right guys, so as far as when it comes to quick meals or snacks or anything of that nature, because of course I do that too, because listen, one thing about me, don't get me wrong, I can cook, but I don't have a passion for it. Like if I need to cook, I'll cook. Like that's not a problem. But if I'm not trying to cook every day,
I'm not trying to have to cook every day.
So I will say for me, kind of like my in-between meals that I would eat is like tuna wraps. That's another thing. I do not eat bread. The only time I will be eating bread is again if I happen to be going out to eat or at a friend's house or something along those lines. But other than that, me personally in my household, I do not buy bread. I don't buy bread. Whenever I make my ham and cheese sandwiches or my tuna sandwiches or anything like that, also BLTs. I love me a good BLT, but instead of using regular sandwich bread, I actually use tortilla wraps. So I have actually been doing that for a while, like even before I started being consistent on my weight loss journey. That's just been something that I personally like to do, just because A, is less carbs, and on top of that, you're technically eating more, or at least it feels like you're eating more compared to you eating an actual sandwich, if that makes sense. And I will say, like, another example of a quick meal that I would like to get is that I like to buy these Caesar salad kits. I either get these from Renner's or I get these from Giant. I've personally been shopping more at Renner's lately because I love Giant to death. That used to be my go-to store, y'all, but it's just like Giant's starting to get too expensive. Like, Giant was expensive before, and now with everything with inflation going on, Giant's just a mess. But anyways, but like, I would like to get these Caesar salad kits as well, because me personally, I love me a good Caesar salad. Listen, if I'm in the mood for a salad, I could tear a salad up. And the thing that I love about these even more is that, once again, flip to the back, it tells you exactly how many calories you're consuming if you decide to put everything that's included in this kit with your salad. So for example, this whole bag, if I were to eat this whole bag, which mind you, I do that from time to time, because again, I'm not gonna starve myself. If I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat, especially with me strength training. So for this, for example, per container, aka this whole bag, guess how many calories this is? 450 calories. 450 calories. This whole bag. This whole bag, y'all. I don't be finishing this half the time, believe it or not. Like, half the time I end up only being able to eat like 3/4 of this in one sitting, and then I usually have to wrap it up for later. But it's like examples like this. Like, you can eat something like this and this be your lunch, for example, or it can even be your dinner, but I prefer to have this as a lunch. But you can have this for your lunch, and guess what? You're only eating 450 calories. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, I know some people might be looking at me like I got two heads when I say, oh, 1,500 calories per day, but it's just like, realistically, it's not that hard. Like, you can eat 1,500 calories a day and still be full and not be starving yourself, and you're also giving your body the nutrients that it needs in order to continue to help you along with your weight loss. You know what I mean? Also, another thing that I applied to myself as well is, do not drink your calories.
Do not drink your calories.
Don't do it. Would you rather have a Hershey bar, or would you rather have a can of soda? And like, you got to think to yourself, like, do I want this can of soda, or would I rather be able to spoil myself with a little bit of chocolate later on tonight? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where my mind's set up with that. Every time I drink soda, is, I will say, is, again, when I go out to eat, or when it happens to be a holiday, or when I'm like over somebody's house or something and they offer me to drink, then I'll drink soda. But other than that, for me and my household, I don't drink no soda, no juice. So me personally, of course, first and foremost, water is very important. I personally feel as though I'm not drinking enough regular water throughout the day, so that's definitely something that I personally need to work on. But another thing I would highly suggest is too, because me personally, I love bubbly drinks. I love the fizziness of it, okay? Like, listen, when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that used to do this, but when I was younger, I used to sneak in the kitchen and take sips out of my mom's Pepsi, knowing dang well that if I got caught, I'll get beat for it, because that was mom's Pepsi. But I was playing no games. I used to love sneaking my mom's Pepsi, because that Pepsi used to hit different. Now as an adult, it's just like, ugh, you know, that is so annoying. But anyways, but for example, like, instead of me drinking like a Sprite or anything like that, I will actually have sparkling water. So this is basically like the generic sparkling water that Giant sells, and I believe this comes in a 12-pack. I will say another brand of sparkling water that I love and I swear by, because I've basically tried all their flavors, and all their flavors are banging, but that would be Bubbly, however the heck you pronounce it. But between, so basically I drink sparkling water, so it'll either be this brand or the Bubbly. I've really been like heavy on Bubbly lately, and then I realized, like, wait a minute, like, these come in 12 packs, and then Bubbly, those cans only come with 8. So I was like, let me just get more for my money and get this brand this time around. But yeah, so like, whenever I'm craving soda per se, I always just drink sparkling water. And I'm basically just gonna use that kind of like into a little segue into my next bullet point, which is basically find replacement / healthy alternatives for food that you love to eat. So for example, again, with me, I love carbonated drinks so much. So guess what I decided to do to substitute that? I started getting into sparkling water, and guess what? Now, like I said earlier, Soda is not a temptation for me whatsoever. If sparkling water was an option, I would just go for that. Like, to me nowadays, because of the fact that I rarely drink soda or juice for that matter as well, because juice is even more rare, but because of that, the way my taste buds are now, I can feel the layer of sugar just in my mouth, okay? Like, I can just feel it and I'm like, ugh, like, okay, I need to brush my teeth. Like, that's literally how bad it is now. And then another thing that I will say is definitely a big temptation for me even to this day is ice cream. So again, another example, if you're somebody who's obsessed with ice cream and you love ice cream, start looking into frozen yogurt. Start looking into getting different frozen yogurt bars and stuff like that. One company I definitely do recommend is the Yasso frozen ice cream bars. Again, I'll leave a picture of what it looks like on the screen. But yeah, guys, basically, long story short, with all that being said, whatever foods that you really miss or you really know that is going to be a temptation for you as far as your weight loss goes, find healthy replacements, find healthy alternatives for those foods, because then once you do find a dupe for those and find a healthy alternative for those, you're not really going to crave the real thing anymore. And that makes sense, like I said before, with soda. All right, guys, so now I'm basically going to be talking about cheat meals. Emphasis on
cheat meals.
Because I know people say like, oh, I'm gonna have a cheat day, this and a third, blah blah blah.
No.
Okay, I feel like this is personal preference, so don't take my word for it, but in my opinion, I'm not gonna have a cheat day where I just go buck wild crazy and eat whatever for a whole day until I reach my goal weight, first and foremost. Second of all, I do cheat meals. Okay, so I like to save my cheat meals for either Friday or Saturdays, because that's usually when me and my friends go out to eat. Again, make your diet work for you and your lifestyle and make sure that it's realistic. So again, for me, Fridays and Saturdays is usually when me and my friends decide to go out to eat. So for example, for me, when me and my friends went to Altana, because of the fact that I knew that I was gonna get the Altana burger, and I knew that that burger was obviously not a 500 calorie meal, because again, burger and fries, people, come on now, be realistic with yourself. So I knew that I was gonna eat a thicker amount of calories later towards that night. But guess what? So later on in the day, when I went to go eat my lunch, I made sure that I had a very low calorie meal, aka bam, what did I decide to eat around 12 something that day? I ate one of these and I was full. I was satisfied. So guess what? Even though that's a cheat meal, because I don't be eating burgers and fries on a regular basis, because again, to me, in my eyes, that's a cheat meal. So because of that, I made sure to eat this. And guess what? Again, because this is only 450 calories, and then whatever I ate from Altana, guess what? I mean, if you want to be technical, I was able to afford to have like a 1200 calorie meal when I went. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's just like, be smart about your cheat meals. Be smart about it, because again, you don't want to sit up here and go buck wild and then you end up gaining weight and then you're frustrated because your weight's not changing. Wait even longer to get to your dream body because you keep having cheat days. You know what I'm saying? So have a cheat meal. There's nothing wrong with you having a cheat meal. Maybe even 2 cheat meals in one weekend, because I have done that as well. But definitely do not go overboard with having a whole cheat day and going buck wild with it. Be strategic. That's the word I was trying to say. Lord. But try to be strategic when you're coming up with what you're gonna eat throughout that day. All right, guys, so that basically sums up everything. Again, like I said before, very realistic. I'm still able to eat foods that I love to eat. Again, everything in moderation. And again, really be honest with yourself and really learn your temptations and your triggers as far as food goes, and definitely set up boundaries / roadblocks to help you not give into that temptation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But if you guys have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to comment down below, and I will definitely respond to you guys at the earliest I can. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day or evening or whatever time you guys happen to be watching this. Please do not forget to hit that like button. If anything in this video helped you guys, or anything in this video you guys want to try out yourselves, please do not forget to subscribe to your girl down below so you guys do not miss any uploads. Turn your post notifications on, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I will definitely see you guys in my next one.
I don't know why you look so nice. Crying at night, you're rude. Want me to feel like I'm new. Want me to watch you do you. Don't get you look so nice, being nice, you're rude. Look what you put in me through. I never do.